Good evening, welcome to ITV News. This is Calendar with Duncan Wood and Christine Talbot.
And these are tonight's main stories.
I'm so embarrassed. The sacked footballer who confronted a supporter in the stands says he's thinking of quitting the game.
You would never know there was anything wrong with her, really. She was perfect.
Minnie was born with a serious heart defect, meaning she needed specialist care at Leeds General Infirmary's neonatal unit. When told she wasn't expected to survive, devastated parents Liam and Amy from Driffield took the courageous decision to ask doctors if it would be possible to donate her organs to save others.
We don't really know how we came to it, really. We just sort of both knew, you know, we just broached the subject. And
she'd had some other scans and things, so we knew that her other organs were okay.
Yeah, so we just thought if we could do some good out of it, then we thought we would.
Liam and Amy have been told that Minnie's organs have definitely changed one person's life.
Somebody else has benefited from it, and a piece of Minnie now lives on now.
Ben Turner, ITV News, Leeds.
Now, as we know, the Rugby World Cup is coming to Yorkshire. Ellen Road in Leeds will host games involving Scotland, Italy, Canada and the USA later this month.
But just down the road in Bingley, there could be more Rugby World Cup fever as the town gets ready to host a parallel event for disabled players. Organisers are meeting government ministers tomorrow to help secure funding for the event. Ben Turner now reports.
Good work.
The action's fast and furious, the scrum's full-blooded. But this is rugby union with a difference. Many of these players are disabled. This is mixed ability contact rugby.
The Bumbles is England's first mixed ability rugby team. So players have got various disabilities, learning disabilities, physical disabilities, and they play alongside able-bodied players. So it's not like a separatist sport, it's not an elite sport, it's a sport where anybody can play.
Over 100 riders on the start line for the first ever Tour de Yorkshire women's race. This could be the start of something really special for women's cycling.
We were always clear in our ambitions that we wanted a women's race during this first edition of the Tour de Yorkshire. A lot of people said to us, get the men's race away, do that for a year or two and then incorporate a women's race. And we were all absolutely clear that no, there will be a women's race this time, and we said there'll be a big demand for it. People will want to come and watch it, the riders will want to take part, and you can see that now.
Leeds City Council are planning to build 70,000 houses around this area.
Taking to the streets today, these protesters say they are fighting to safeguard the unique character of their city.
The whole point in having these extra houses is for people who really need them, and they're not going to be for those people.
I grew up around this area and it just seems tragic that with so many brownfield sites available that they're wanting to build on the green belt.
Now, picture the scene. You're the coach of a successful rugby league team, but you've been banned from the stadium for abusing a referee. How do you keep an eye on your players?
Well, if you're Paul March, coach of the Keighley Cougars, you go to the car wash across the road and you shout loudly. Martin Fisher can explain all.
It's game time at Cougar Park in Keighley, but Paul Marsh is heading here instead. His own personal sin bin behind the car wash next to the ground. It's a lonely vantage point to watch his team, so to make him feel a bit better, there's music.
You can see probably 90% at field, 10% of it just close to this in-goal area, just at this top end, but I can get a feel of what's going on.
To make matters worse, Paul says he's innocent, but his plea to the Rugby Football League was dismissed, even though the true culprit has come forward.
First tonight, the non-league footballer who attracted worldwide headlines after his confrontation with a supporter was caught on film has given his first television interview and says he feels embarrassed by his actions.
Carl Colley, who was club captain, was sacked by Goole AFC after he went into the stands and allegedly tried to punch an away supporter when he was sent off against Colville last Saturday.
The Football Association has now charged him with improper conduct. Colley says he was provoked, but that's no excuse. David Hurst reports.
It went viral as soon as it hit the internet. And already Carl Colley's Red Mist moment has been viewed almost 500,000 times worldwide.
Hi Carl, how you doing?
Hi mate.
You all right?
But today, the 6'5" defender from Sheffield was feeling a bit sheepish about his newfound fame.
I'm embarrassed, to be honest. It's not my proudest moment in my career. I should have just walked down the tunnel and maybe took it out on a door or something like that. That's what you usually do when players get sent off. But like I said, I do take responsibility for what I did, and I know it weren't right.
And Gould also took a dim view by sacking their captain straight after the game.
Has it surprised you how it's kind of gone viral worldwide?
It has surprised me actually, yeah. And obviously the amazing things, obviously it's the 19 years to the day Eric Cantona did that to the Crystal Palace fan.
The former Manchester United star, who infamously launched a kung fu kick at a fan in 1995, was banned from football for 9 months.
Well, now we're joined by Bumble's founder Anthony Brook, the club's manager Mark Goodwin and its international coordinator Martino Corazza. First of all, can I say, Anthony, this was all your idea in the first place. Why did you decide to found the Bumbles?
Because I want to play full contact.
You wanted to play full contact, and your club wasn't about that at the time. What do you like about the game? What do you love about rugby?
Having a drink after the game.
Right, that's what we like to hear, having a drink after the game. That's tradition.
But you actually won an award, didn't you, just recently?
It was a Point of Light.
Point of Light Award, given to you by David Cameron. Yeah. That's fantastic.
It's a brilliant achievement. Thanks very much for coming and seeing us. If you want to find out more about the Bumbles, the Mixed Ability Rugby World Tournament, and how you can get involved, all you have to do is go to our website. That's itv.com/calendar, itv.com/calendar. And once again, thanks very much indeed, folks.
Thank you. Now, recently, we've been championing the relatively new sport of mixed ability rugby union, a game played by disabled and able-bodied players together.
Well, Yorkshire has received thousands of pounds in funding to stage the Mixed Ability World Tournament before the Rugby Union World Cup comes to the UK later this year.
And now a special event has taken place to teach scores of coaches all about the sport so they can start up their own clubs. Ben Turner reports.
OK, the mighty Bumblebees. Do we know why we're here today?
Yes. Yes.
What are we here to play?
O2
touch rugby.
This is how they are spreading the word.
Fantastic stuff. Well done. Let's go, guys.
Coaches teaching new coaches all about the new sport. More than 50 people descended on Middleton Leisure Centre in Leeds to learn the rules of mixed ability rugby, so they can set up their own clubs right across the county.
It spreads a message right across the rugby community and across the world as well. It shows that everybody can do every aspect of the game, whether it's coaching, playing, volunteering, or even refereeing.
It's real good and exercise. I like to do rugby and stuff, so that's why I wanted to come and join today.
It was an absolute pleasure to have a go at rugby union today. Absolute. To give us opportunities like this is a once in a lifetime, and they were absolutely brilliant.
A gruelling training regime is the norm for Olympic hopeful Lewis Coleman. But next Saturday will be something of a break from the routine. He'll be joined here at Ponsforge in Sheffield by a whole host of swimming stars, from Mansfield's medal-winning Rebecca Adlington to 5-time Olympian Mark Foster. And it's all for his mum, Mags.
So in June 2012, my mum got diagnosed with leukaemia. She went on to some treatment. Unfortunately, the treatment didn't work, so she then had to go into some clinical trials. These clinical trials aren't really readily available in the UK. Currently, only 6% of people have access to these trials in the UK, which is such a small number. And without the trial, it's more than likely that my mum wouldn't be here today.
But his mum will be watching as this pool transforms into an arena of champions, where Olympians, Olympic medalists and world record holders all work as a team. Their only competition being to beat a previous world record. That record is a time of 1 hour, 53 minutes and 13 seconds for 100 swimmers, each doing 100 metres. Getting so many famous names on board was a coup for Lewis, but when they found out the cause, they jumped at the chance to help.
Basically, I just asked people, I said, look, I'm organising this event, I'm trying to raise a lot of money, please can you help me out? And everyone's support has been great.
Lewis's mum had a breakthrough in her treatment this week. Leukaemia research needs more funds to put people on similar trials, so he's hoping on Saturday people will splash the cash.
Hello and welcome to ITV News. This is the calendar update.
Thousands of British holidaymakers are being brought home from Tunisia this weekend after fears of another terrorist attack. The Foreign Office now say it's not safe to travel there, but some returning home to our region say they felt safe on the beaches because of increased security. Chris Kiddie reports.
Kelly Robinson from Sorby Bridge was forced to cut short her holiday to Sousse in Tunisia with her husband and daughter because of the new Home Office advice. But she says increased security since the shootings a fortnight ago made her feel safer.
There was armed guards at the front doors, there was armed guards on the roundabouts, there was armed guards straight across from our room, there was armed guards around the pool, on the roof of the hotel, down on the beach. It was safe, but you didn't really pay any attention to them. It felt so safe, so secure, and it could have happened anywhere in the world.
Now, we've all heard about big money transfers between players at sports clubs, but what about the transfer of a stadium?
Well, Featherstone Rovers Rugby League Club bought 2 stands from the now defunct Scarborough Football Club.
Well, now they're hoping that their refurbished stadium can help them get back up to Super League, as Ben Turner reports.
Game time at Featherstone's Big Fellas Stadium. The results might not have gone Rovers' way. They were beaten 40 points to 4 by the Bradford Bulls, but a red-letter day for the club even so, because it saw a debut for a couple of significant imports. 2 new stands at the railway end, and they've had quite a journey.
Basically, they come from Scarborough Football Club. When Scarborough's met the demise a couple of years ago, a couple of volunteers from here had the idea to go over to Scarborough, bought the stands, transported them back across here and rebuilt them from scratch, basically.
Back in 2011, Scarborough Council voted to demolish the McCain Stadium, which had been derelict since the football club was wound up 4 years earlier. The Championship club then agreed to buy 2 of the stands and carry out demolition as part of the deal. Volunteers and Rovers fans worked for 2 years to transport the stands from Scarborough and rebuild them 73 miles away in Featherstone.
Your help.
The Mixed Ability Rugby World Tournament will take place in September. Admission to the games is free, so let's leave the final word to the players.
Please, come and watch. Come and watch.